Welcome, Awakeners, to day 4 of Awaken to Your Psychic Power. Now, you're probably going to be starting to feel really open and possibly a little overwhelmed, maybe a little amazed at your own ability, or you may be feeling a little bit scared or frustrated. All of these feelings are completely normal. Depending on how much time you have in your life and your day to actually focus on these activities will depend on how quickly you access them. Now, as we said in our introductory email, your psychic ability is like a muscle. It's just there. It's part of who you are. You are a sixth sensory being. But like any muscle in the body, the more we work it, the more access we have to it more readily. We don't have to go looking for it. Our ability is there, and you will come to the point, if you continue to practice these exercises, where it is just on the surface. What you'll also understand then is that it's always been there, but you have been able to either ignore it or bury it or not even notice it because it was probably quite a way down in your consciousness. It wasn't kind of the dominant sense that was guiding you. And really, we want to be guided from this place because our soul has all the answers, as we've already talked about. So why wouldn't we be wanting to operate from the place that has all the information that we need? A really important thing then is to be able to separate the ego mind trying to limit you through fear from the soul trying to encourage you to grow and expand. The voice of the ego can be really good at imitating the soul voice and trying to encourage you to feel fear and lose your way. And usually that happens to all of us at one point or another. And practice is the way that we overcome that. The other thing is we call in our support, our invisible realm support, really powerfully when we're feeling confused or even just every day. And today we're going to spend some time connecting to your spirit guide. So at any particular time, you have a guide that's working more closely with you. You may know this as a person who lived with you in this life before they transitioned to the other side, or it may be an angelic being. Or it may be a being that you're aware of, such as Jesus or Buddha, as historical figures who now support the universal consciousness from their fully enlightened state. So what we're going to do today, after you've opened your chakras, I just want you to practice doing that before you watch every video, and it should be something that becomes quite normal to you and something you can do quite quickly. And time is not the essence when it comes to that practice, but thoroughness, making sure you really take your attention to each chakra and see it open like a flower, all the way from your base chakra up to your crown. And when you feel that you've done that and you've prepared the space and you won't be disturbed, then I want you to grab a pen and paper. It's also a good thing to have before we begin each exercise, because we're going to ask our spirit guide now to, first of all, tell us their name and then give us a message for today. All exciting. You can do this. You already know that you have this ability to communicate, and all we're doing it now is layering it and giving it more complexity and allowing you to feel more confident in it. So what I want you to do is have your pen and paper sitting beside you, but don't hold on to your pen. And I want you to just close your eyes and once again breathe into your heart space. And behind you, on your right-hand side, is your guide, your primary guide at this time. Now you may begin to feel a heat or a change in temperature that's cool, tingling, pressure. You may not have any physical sensation, but if you keep your eyes closed, just allowing yourself to receive whatever subtle images are there. For example, when I tuned in today, I saw a magnificent purple cloak. Now, I don't know who that being is yet, but I know that image, and that's what I will focus my attention on. Maybe a color or a sound. And when you feel that connection in your heart, I want you to say silently or out loud, what is your name? Now, when you're ready, pick up your pen and try and keep your eyes closed if you can, and write down what you see or feel or hear. Don't judge it, just allow yourself to receive it. It may be a name that you're familiar with, or it may be a name that you've never heard before. Don't go too long on this, just allow yourself to receive. And if nothing clear is coming at this time, I want you to jot down what is being received, because you will be receiving something, whether it's a colour, a sensation, a memory, a feeling. Just place it down. Excellent. So my feeling was then, when I tuned in, that that was quite a masculine energy. The cloak felt like it was very long and grand and tall. The person or the being felt very tall. And when I tuned in and asked, the name I was given in this case was Merlin. Now, Merlin, as you probably know, was the wise man or the wizard who worked with King Arthur. And I haven't ever connected into that energy before, so that's quite a blessing for me today. And I feel very excited that Merlin is here with his energy to bring his magic and his mysticism to our practice. When you get that name or the feeling or whatever it is that you've received today, I want you to begin a dialogue and really trust what you hear. So you might want to say to your guide, who is there for every single one of you, are you ready to answer a question for me? And when you get that confirmation, you might want to ask some questions that will allow you to get more understanding of who this guide is working with you primarily at this time. You could ask a question like, do I know you? Have you ever helped me before? How many spirit guides do I have? What's the purpose of our connection? And then if you're happy with the information you've received, or you feel like you're not getting information in that way, you might want to say something like, what's the message that you have for me today? And I'm just going to close my eyes and allow myself to receive Merlin's wisdom. So what I heard just then was to wear and use more crystals in my work, and that will help amplify the energy that I'm offering out into the universe, which is also a great reminder for me because I haven't worked with crystals for a really long time, but I am really feeling drawn to them, particularly clear quartz, which is an amplifier. It really helps take whatever energy that you have in your heart that you want to put out into the universe and expand it. So I'm going to leave you with that practice today. Obviously, there's a lot of information there, and there's a lot of ways that you can begin that dialogue with your spirit guide. Your spirit guide is there. Everyone is working with one. And depending on where you are in your journey, the relationship will manifest in a particular kind of way. You may find writing is the easiest way, or having a vocal dialogue with your guide. Have fun getting to know your guide, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.